if you look back at everyone who sold drugs in this game, they're either dead or in jail. No one's ever made it that could flaunt his money. Put it this way, you got the army who go out to other countries and fight wars, right? They've got weapons, they've got equipment, they've got body armor, they've got all sorts of things, all sorts of training, yeah? They're getting paid to go and do this stuff. And then you've got a 15, 14-year-old in his own little war zone. Because if it gets out of hand and where people are fighting for blocks and territory, it is going to get on tops. So imagine how soldiers all suffer from PTSD. Imagine what a 14, 15-year-old is going to go through once he sees someone's guts on the floor. Which it happens. There's plenty of youths out there who's walked around and saw someone's guts on the floor, or his best friend getting stabbed in the head, and he has to hold the wound so he doesn't bleed out. Imagine what that kid feels like. There's a lot of youths out there, 14, 15, who suffer from PTSD. You don't want to be one of them. This game was designed for us to lose. Anyone who comes to you and says, oh, here, what, do you want to jump on a block, do you want to make money, is most likely thinking about himself first. He needs bodies, he needs people who are going to get nicked essentially for him, so he don't get nicked. That's first and foremost, that's the reality of it. No one's doing it because they love you, no one's doing it because they're your best friends or they're your older brother and they're looking out for you. Hell no. Once you know that, then you know what you're getting yourself into. Once you understand the fact that this guy wants to use you. If I look up to someone and he's my role model, yeah, I'm looking up to him. Yes, that's me thinking about this dude, and is he thinking about me? Hell no. If I've got a kid who worships me, who thinks the world of me, is going to listen to whatever I say to him. He's going to do whatever I say to him. We'll put it on them that we're their friends, but in all reality, we've got our vested interest. We're being selfish. If, in other words, yes, maybe using them. The real hustle is that 9 to 5. It's that getting that education. That's the real hustle. People who wake up in the morning, get that grind on, getting that money or getting that education, and becoming people who do make a difference in our world. That's the thing with people that are on the streets. We're too weak-minded. We want that easy right now stuff. That ain't gonna get us nowhere though, is it? So if these kids want to know what the real hustle is, they need to look at probably their parents or people who are successful. At the end of the day, if it's money they want or they want to get rich, even if they do the numbers, if I've done the numbers of how much I'll be worth if I was doing 9 to 5 for the time that I've been in prison, I probably would have had more money than I was when I was shooting. Fact. So that's the only message I got for these kids who think that this is easier. This is much harder. You are definitely going to get nicked. Sooner or later, they're definitely going to get nicked. These guys who are putting them on, they get anyone who says yes, really. They'll go to the most susceptible ones. Because they ain't got the time to do all of that. Or it's either you jumping on or you're jumping off. Say kids are probably playing football in the park and you come up to them and say, oh yeah, you guys want to make money. It's as simple as that. Or you have one who's already on the block for you, who's been chatting to his age group, starting in the area. Because that's 9 out of 10 times that's how this happens. People get put on. It's always a friend to a friend to a friend. Parents definitely need to know who their kids hang around with. If they haven't got a clue who they're hanging around with, then that's sort of a problem because a kid will only do what he knows. If he's not with his friends, then who is he with? So he has to be with someone. What parents can look for is kids coming in late because with kids, the only time they've got structure in their life is that morning when they wake up and they go to school. That whole time they're in school, but as soon as they leave school, that's it. It's free for all. Them coming in with maybe 2 phones, smelling of cigarette and weed, having money in their pocket, especially when they ain't coming on the street for money. How they're eating, where they're eating, because they have to spend money to eat, and what times they come in every night. But you're gonna notice that from the first time he ever comes in late, you're gonna have to smell his clothes. And if he does go missing, what, for a couple days, or he tells you he's going to sleep at his mate's house, you can tell when someone's sleeping rough. Because anything involved in drugs, especially when you're going to somewhere out there, you're not going to have a shower. You're not going to have a shower in some smoker's house. That's a no-go. You know it's from the smell of their clothes. It doesn't just smell of weed and cigarette, but it also smells moldy. Because these houses probably never been cleaned. If he comes home, especially, and within the first hour he falls asleep, there's something wrong. Or he's knackered because he hasn't slept for 2 days. And when they don't look you in the eye as well, so your kids who would avoid their parents because they've never seen the reaction of their parents when they've caught them out in this sort of behaviour. You gotta expect not getting paid for months. You gotta expect not even seeing your peoples for a whole few months. That you're just stuck in a cunt spot. You can't eat the right food. You're just eating bare takeaway. There's a lot of things you're putting yourself up for. That itself is just traumatizing.